Guns are useful for their purpose, but they are no substitute for brains.
All right, here we go.
I have to say, well done, Ray. Well done. Well played, my adversary. Well played.
Phoenix isn't gay, but if he was, he'd pick Freemo.
Oh, yeah, he'd be living down there with you in the bunker, man. Woo!
Once you go free, you always do the Z.
Like one day of not going to Duncan, and you could get a controller, a new Xbox, possibly even a cord.
And now, the two guys that took 2 years to fix their audio problems.
Welcome to BGFG, episode 475. I'm your host, Chris Phoenix, and join me, as always, my brother from another mother, the Appalachian Superman.
Appalachian American is fine.
Oh, fine, whatever. Mr. Fremozy, how are you doing this week, sir?
There's nothing super about this man. Just outstanding.
Regular, outstanding man.
Yeah, just your normal, average, run-of-the-mill outstanding.
How are you doing this week?
I'm doing well. I'm getting old.
You are just noticing this.
Well, my little baby graduated college yesterday.
Oh, man, that is outstanding, man.
Yep. She did a fantastic job. Gonna be getting her to do some artwork for us at some point.
Oh, well, congratulations and thank you very much.
Yeah, she doesn't
That's
know
gonna
it
be
yet, but
she doesn't realize it, but she's gonna.
she opens her Christmas card. There's a coupon that allows her to give us free artwork for our.
What a great idea! Did financial authorize that?
Oh yeah.
Oh, good.
Very small budget, but
Yeah,
we're going to commission her to do some BGFG stuff.
I would go on the record as saying, as one of the longest running podcasts, we have the smallest budget for a podcast. I mean, it is minuscule. We've got
In
donations.
fact, if you stack the budget next to the letters minuscule of block letters,
It's
I tell you which one's going to be taller.
yeah. What size blocks are we talking?
Minuscule.
Yeah, it's not gonna, like, even dice size, right? And if I poured our budget in single dollar bills, we probably won't cover that.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, so
Congratulations. That's awesome.
that was fun. And I also got to visit, I don't know if anyone's noticed, I've worn this hat several times.
Schaefer's
it's-
Happy Hollow.
Yeah, in Shoal Creek, Alabama.
Now, do I say that hollow or holla?
It's holler. I mean,
Holler.
it's not spelled that way, but Happy Holler.
Okay.
You can call it hollow if you want. People will still know what you're talking about, but
But they'll frown.
they'll also know that you're not from anywhere close by.
He's an outsider. Someone get the gun.
You know, you can ask people if they know how to find Simmons Hollow, and they'll gladly give you directions.
And I bet you it has to do with a crow flying and a signpost and possibly a lightning struck tree.
Yeah, in the field where old Jed's cow.
When you
But
see that-
he died back in '92, so
Oh. Yeah, I see. But
the cow, not old Jed.
is the 54 Ford still in the pasture?
No.
No, they took that.
Well, I mean, it is, but you won't recognize it as a 54 Ford.
Oh, I see.
It's kind of more like a clump of rust with blackberry brambles overlaying it.
I see. Yes. Not salvageable. Got it. So this is our last Christmas episode, technically. And this was going to be kind of exciting. But first, Free, we have to get to this week's news because we have to cover news.
Okay. Well, my news is you definitely need to go visit Cappy in the kitchen
Okay.
at the marina.
Oh,
Top notch.
yeah.
I sampled a couple things while I was there.
Oh, you speak my
I'm gonna
language.
have to get you to try the shrimp.
Oh, absolutely. I
It's
love
got a
seafood.
different breading. It's a fried shrimp with a
Yeah.
different breading than anything that you've ever had, and you'll love it. I
Oh, I'm
guarantee it.
down. I'm absolutely down. If it's seafood, I'm on it. I
Yeah.
oh, I love seafood. And it's not that, like, I'm a unique New Englander either. Like, we have
Yeah.
seafood like everywhere. I just really love the taste.
Yeah. But
Good.
it's they make like their own sauces and stuff in house. They really good food.
And they got an entire kitchen.
Yeah.
Well, hello to the kitchen.
Apparently,
Okay.
and I don't want to get them in trouble, but apparently we provide comic relief while they're back there working through dinner rush.
Well, there's going to be some serious comic relief when you hear the gifts that you should be getting the people you don't like today. But
We'll get to that on the back half. But yes,
yeah.
I'm sorry. I have interrupted the flow long
No,
enough.
no, and
Let's
you know,
let's get into the news.
all right.
BGFG News. You heard it here third.
All right, so first up in this week's news is well, free to use Firefox.
No, I never got on the Firefox bandwagon, just like I never got on the Apple bandwagon.
Hey, that's hurtful. It's Christmas. Be nice.
Them's just facts.
You know, whatever. So Firefox has finally given up. Now, Firefox has been kind of the go-to for people that are like, I don't like being tracked. I don't like pop-ups. I don't like cookies. And like somebody in their life goes, oh, you should get Firefox. It's really no different than any of the other browsers. It's really not. All the browsers are set up, especially now that you can customize them. Now, before, you could really customize them like legit. Now it's more like apps and extensions and stuff. So it's still customization, but it's not the same. Mozilla, who makes Firefox, has removed the do not track from Firefox. Why, you might ask? Because it just simply doesn't work.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that they finally admitted the shit that all us IT people already knew.
Yeah, it was just you turn that on and it's literally saying, "Hey, would y'all mind not paying attention to what we're doing here?"
Yeah. Yep.
And the website goes, "Yeah, I don't mind. I'm still going to monitor you."
Yeah, yeah. Thanks for asking,
Yeah.
but it's a no because we're going to make money off of that shit. Apple removed it in 2019. If
Yeah.
that tells you anything, and as much as you hate to like Apple, self-regulation does not work. Plain and simple. We're going to send those things. It's the same thing with third-party cookies. You send that to the third party, like the companies like Apple and Google and everybody else will tell you, they don't know what the third parties are doing. They have them sign a waiver. And like we talked about in a couple of, maybe 2 shows ago, maybe last show, that you have companies that are like, yeah, so we didn't observe that. We're really sorry about it because we got caught. So we're going to stop doing that. But
Yeah.
they're still going to do whatever they want. Self-regulation does not work. Just, it doesn't. But something else that I thought was interesting this week was researchers uncovered spyware targeting Android devices in China. China.
I got news for you. I don't care what kind of device you're carrying in China.
Yeah. If you're on a Chinese network, dude, you're being watched.
You want to talk about not even Chinese websites actually send a laugh through when they get a do not track request. Oh, look, he doesn't want to be tracked.
It's adorable. They send you like a little Pokemon or Hello Kitty. Researchers uncovered.
You get a text message pops up listing everything you've been doing for the last half hour. You mean
So
don't track stuff like this?
is that what you're talking about? So this is again compromising Android devices, which is why you hear so much in the news about Apple and China, because Apple doesn't want to allow these backdoor devices. It's a surveillance tool used by Chinese law enforcement. It's called Eagle Message Spy, and the message being MSG. And it's been operational since 2017. It's been in heavy use, and it collects call logs, contacts, GPS coordinates, bookmarks, and messages from third-party apps. Yes, like Telegram and WhatsApp. You know, the
And-
secure ones with
And if
end-to-end
you think
encryption.
if you think it's only collecting from Chinese devices, aren't you precious?
Remember that EULA you signed when you went to get on that public Wi-Fi at that cute little noodle shop? Yeah. Unfortunately, they already signed their life away. So that means you on their network also signed your life away. But I thought it was interesting that they also talked about the third-party apps, including Telegram and WhatsApp, which are also supposed to be encrypted end to end. But on the device, like we've taught you here on the show, the device itself is not. It's like VPNs. Your computer and your service provider know where you're going. The place where you're going knows where you've been. It's just the encrypted part in the middle. Now, there can be an argument for that, well, when I go onto Netflix, they think I'm living in Japan. You're not wrong. That's a different part of the encryption process. That's a mask, not an encryption. That's a mask of an IP address because you're bouncing between different IP addresses. So it just sees you as a different IP address. But it doesn't change the fact that the Chinese are watching you.
Yeah. Yeah, not just watching. I mean, this thing can initiate screen recordings, audio
Yes.
recordings.
Yes. It's not good.
I didn't see where it mentioned video recordings, but I mean, if it can do all that,
it's just screen
it can
recording,
start
right?
recording. But I mean that as far as what you're doing on your screen. But if it can do all that, it can turn your camera on and see where you're at, who you're talking to, where you're sitting.
Absolutely.
I mean,
now the question is, when you on an Android, because I don't know Android phones. When you're on an Android phone and you go to a website or open an app or anything, when you type in your password, is it still just like dots, or is it the open password, or is that a setting?
it depends on the website or the app that you're using.
Okay.
99% of them, it's the dots.
Okay. Now
And
the
you
question.
can hit the little show button if you want, but
So now the question is, are they watching to see?
again, that's nothing secure. That's just something to make you feel better about putting your password in.
Right. I'm just wondering if they're looking at the screen, they can see the bare text, like not the mask over it, or
if they can initiate an audio recording, they're keystroke logging too. I mean,
oh yeah,
come on.
good point. Yeah, it is real time information without the user's knowledge. So
Yeah.
that's a problem. In other concerning China news,
Hey,
Chinese.
guess where the company that developed it is located?
Where?
Wuhan.
Oh, well, another name you're going to kind of recognize for a different reason is the Chinese security firm Sichuan Silence. They got hit with sanctions from the U.S. And the reason, they were the ones that exploited the vulnerability, the Sophos firewalls in 2020 during the COVID crisis. And that infected 81,000 corporate firewalls. Now, I know of this firewall. It is a great firewall. It's really robust. But the script was part of a Trojan toolkit. It stole usernames and passwords and sends them to a Chinese IP address. When you rebooted the computer, which I thought was, again, horrible. I just want to say horrible, but brilliant at the same time. It's one of those ones you go, oh, that was really well done. When you rebooted the computer, the Ragnarok ransomware would auto-install, disable your AV, and encrypt every device on that Windows network that you were on. So even in my house, for instance, it would be my son's computer all the way down. It would encrypt it and lock him down if you restarted it. And I thought, as much as I was like, man, that sucks, especially in a corporate atmosphere. Now, I can tell you that I live in Rhode Island, and we recently got breached, like on a government level. We got breached. And I'm thinking to myself, and the wife asked me, she's like, well, what happens now? I said, well, first of all, I said the IT department has several long meetings involving teams. I said, second of all, the head of your IT department, your security department, is now literally grasping at straws, figuring out how they got in, and you have to give that example. Now, the people that are higher up are going to go, what happened? How did this happen? Somebody's head's going to roll. And the head of IT, like myself or Freebo, are going to sit there and go, look, I can't fix fucking stupid. Okay? When Marcia over in the maritime community center decides to share her password with everybody in the entire, like everybody that walks through there, here's our Wi-Fi.
Oh,
And-
my favorite is we actually got hit with one of these back in 2019.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and they were asking, how did this happen? How did this happen? And then all of a sudden they quit asking.
Do you release
It
the
wasn't
paper?
important. It was
Yeah.
not important
Yeah.
how this happened. Let's just fix it and move on. And
Is that because they were guilty or they were like realistic? Because you and I would say, okay, it happened. I can't fix that. We can stop it and prevent it from next time. So what happened?
well, it got traced back to the initial computer,
Yeah.
and the initial computer belonged to somebody that was asking these questions. And apparently, their work computer was being utilized by a teenage individual in their home for non-business related stuff.
I hate that. I hate that. Oh, people, you have no
So
idea
it quickly became well, let's just make sure this never happens again.
it's. Look, audience, listen up. This sort of thing happens more often than you think. When I worked for a school department, teachers would take home their computers and let their kids do whatever the hell they wanted, whether it was Roblox or YouTube, or it didn't matter. And kids, especially young kids, just click, 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 and they think they know what they're doing, and they don't. And this is the type of shit that happens. Shit gets compromised, and your job's in jeopardy. Make no mistake, somebody's job is in jeopardy. It might not be right now. You might not get fired immediately. I was on the phone with somebody once when I worked for the cable company. I was on the phone with them, and I said, okay, do you have a backup? They're like, backup? What do you mean backup? Heard a bunch of shuffling. Another person got on the phone and said, yes, I'm the CEO. Jacob is no longer with us. What do you need me to do? And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, he didn't have a backup. You don't have a backup. You're fucked. Good luck.
Yeah.
But within 2 days, Sophos had this whole patch put in place that corrected the problem and removed all the scripts, which is great. But again, people, this happens. And this was way back. This was a Chinese company in 2020 that did this. And it crushed 81,000 corporate servers. So it's a real thing. And the wife asked me this morning when we were watching the show and stuff, look, when something like this happens, and it's going to happen to you in your life, it's almost incredibly unrealistic to think this will never happen to you. Or I should say your data gets breached. Whether you get attacked, that's different. But whether your data gets breached, it's going to happen. Your best bet is to literally put a freeze on your credit report. There's ways you can circumvent your social security number. Those two pieces right there are kind of all you need. Everything else is an inconvenience. You know, I like Freeman, I've told you on the show before, have a secret bank account. And I don't mean secret like it's underneath your bed. I mean like you have a different bank account that you don't use regularly on the internet at all. You have a different one or a vanilla Visa card that you use on the internet all the time, and you just keep short money in there. Do that, lock your credit report, and you can even do credit monitoring if you want. Those are great steps.
Set up a unique PIN with the IRS
Yep.
for your Social Security. That way it's gonna be difficult for someone to be able to do anything with the data that they are going to get.
Correct.
If they don't have it already. It's just
Correct.
it's the nature of the world these days.
It is.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't. I mean, unless you literally do everything either by cash or barter, there's no way to avoid it.
I had a client this past week that got very angry with me and agitated because I said that to them. I'm like, it's going to happen. What do you mean? I'm like, it's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, chances are there's not a single person on the planet who hasn't had their data compromised in some way in the last 10 years.
Right. And I'll give you the example. I'm a little freewheeling, my wife a lot more, but we keep safeties in place. But Freemo is super secure. Like, I mean, stupid secure. And he's had issues before where maybe there was a charge or maybe there was this or that. It happens. It's just on the scale as to which it happens. And I had that same person that was reading me the riot act. They're the ones I'm like, you shared your email somewhere. They're like, no, I didn't. I'm like, look at the amount of junk mail you have on, wait for it, AOL email. Look at the amount of junk you have. Look, AOL is a free email service for a reason, okay? It's sharing your information willingly, and they do it a lot. But forget about all that. Let's wrap up with some good news for the news segment, okay? Recent studies say using AI can save second base free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Deep Health, which is an AI firm-owned radiology giant RadNet, over a 12-month period, 747,000 women underwent mammograms, and with the addition of AI, detection rates increased by 43%. That is huge, and that's what I mean by saving second base.
Okay.
I hate you so much right now.
No, I'm looking at some of the numbers on this. It's pretty impressive.
I thought the save second base thing was kind of comical.
I mean, it would be if we weren't talking about something so serious.
I swear to God. Why do I do a show with you? Why? Oh, I hate you so much. But yeah, this is no joke. My wife is a cancer survivor twice now, and it really, breast cancer is no joke. And I try to make light of it by saying saving second base, but it is a serious thing. My mom, my wife twice. So, it's a serious thing. And the fact that just adding AI, and this is what we've talked about on the show before, not all AI is bad. When you use AI for purposes like this, you're increasing the detection rate by 43% for breast
Yeah.
cancer. And if people follow the instructions of regular mammograms, you're going to detect something way before it becomes a problem. I mean, look, you're going to increase your chances of catching something 43% more. And that's just in the trials. That's all that
Yeah.
is. That's not even like full bore, turn it up to 10. That's not even like that. And this is huge. I love stories like this. Love them. When people have ailments and they're getting better or detecting something early, man, that's a good holiday right there. That's a good Christmas.
Well, I mean that, and there's been a couple other things where machine learning has increased productivity on certain things that will greatly benefit humanity.
Yep.
This being one of them, the productivity of actually catching cancer a lot sooner, a lot more often before, because
That's what we should be.
if you're increasing the detection rate by 43%, that's going to be a lot of people that it's going to get caught early enough in that you know, they can do something about it effectively.
Yeah. Yeah, before it gets out of control, before it gets too much where, look, I sat next to my beautiful wife and I watched her put her hands through her hair and come out with hair when she was going under treatment. And that's a tough thing to see with your wife. So I truly believe in that. And I love boobs.
There was the story we did sometime within the last 2 months about the small cell carcinoma that
Yes.
AI had figured out,
Yep.
had cracked the code on that one.
Yeah.
That it would have taken us who knows how long to get there.
Right. And we have like 2 years to wait for that actual cure. It's like it's going to be a cure in about 2 to 3 years when they're finished with I think they're beyond clinical trials now, if I remember correctly. Like they're close.
Yeah.
And this is what we want to see. So again, I don't want to make any more jokes because I love second base. I can't help myself. I'm so sorry. All right, let's get to this week's music, and because it's the
Wing better.
Oh, that's gonna give me some hate mail.
because this is the last Christmas episode because it's the gifts you get for people you don't like. We're going to do a classic, Bob Rivers, 12 Pains of Christmas, which all these years still makes me chuckle whenever I hear it. And I don't know why. It's stupid. Okay. 12 Pains of Christmas, and we'll get back on the other side for it.
It's not surprising. You hang out and do shows with me. So
it's probably because it's because I can relate to every one of these. And in 52 years, I can tell you that I can relate to every single one of these pains. Every single one of them. So we'll catch you on the other side.
Wait till you get to be 52 and a half.
Off.
Christmas cards, hangovers, rigging up the lights, and finding a Christmas tree. The fifth thing at Christmas that's such a pain to me. 5 months of bills. Sending Christmas cards, hangovers, rigging up the lights, and finding a Christmas tree. The sixth thing at Christmas that's such a pain to me. Facing my in-laws. Christmas card. Hangovers. Bringing up these lights. And finding a Christmas tree. The seventh thing at Christmas that's such a pain to me. Still wish you'd only facing my in-laws. 5 months of bills. Sending Christmas cards. Oh, jeez. I'm trying to rig up these lights. And finding a Christmas tree. The eighth thing at Christmas that's such a pain to me. For Christmas! Charities, and what do you mean your in-laws? 5 months of bills. Oh, making out these cards. Oh, Edith, get me up here, huh? Well, we have no extension cords. Finding a Christmas tree. The ninth thing at Christmas that's such a pain to me. Finding parking spaces. Daddy, I want some candy. Donations. Facing my in-laws. 5 months of bills. Writing out those Christmas cards. Hangovers. Now why the hell are they blinking? And finding a Christmas tree. The 10th thing at Christmas that's such a pain to me. Batteries not included. No parking spaces. Buy me something. Get a job, you bum. Facing the in-laws. 5 months of bills. Yo ho, sending Christmas cards. Oh jeez, look at this. One light goes out, they all go out. And finding a Christmas tree. The 11th thing at Christmas that's such a pain to me. Stale TV special. Batteries not included. No parking spaces. Oh my God, go to the bathroom. Charities. She's a witch, I hate her. 5 months of bills. Oh, I don't even know half these people. Who's got the toilet paper? Get a flashlight and more fuse. And finding a Christmas tree. The 12th thing at Christmas that's such a pain to me. Singing Christmas carols. Sale TV special. Batteries not included. No parking. Charities. Gotta make them dinner. 5 months of bills. I'm not sending them this year, that's it. Shut up, you. Fine, you're so smart. You ring up the lights. And finding a Christmas tree.
Bob Rivers, classic comedy musician, I guess you could say. Just 12 Pains just makes me chuckle. You can replace whatever parts you want with like batteries not included. You can replace with charger not included. The light thing, I experienced the light thing several times. I would lace them up on the roof and I'm like, I didn't want those to blink. Those aren't the blinking ones. The blinking ones are supposed to go on the trees. Hush, son of a bit. Like I would just get, and then the extension cords always. I have 5 kids. There was always an extension cord missing. It's like I put the extension cord here with the lights. That was for the lights specifically.
Yeah, I buy The white one with like the 3 plugs on the end.
Yep.
Extension cord, like 6-foot cord at the dollar store. I buy like a 2-pack of that every year. Okay, where are the extension cords for the tree? Okay, let me go get some. All right, these are for the tree.
So
And when we put the stuff away, it goes in with them. I don't know where they go.
one of the issues I had was that I would have to string the lights between a fence, a gazebo type thing. Like I had to string it up, and the hooks I would leave on the house. Somebody would squish them. They're close to. I'm like, what the hell? It was awful, but it's one of those little noises.
Did that start? When did that start happening?
Why?
Just curious.
No, I'm not having this conversation. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about what beer we're having.
I might have talked a young man into doing something like that for me on a regular basis.
Would not surprise me. So this week I'm trying something new, Free. I got Sam Adams Holiday White Ale.
Why?
Because I want to try something different for the show. It's a holiday episode.
Okay.
Get in the spirit.
I just asked why. You don't have to get all hostile about it.
What are you drinking?
Well, I don't want to show you now.
Why?
Because you're going to be like, man, I should have gotten that.
Is it Modelo Dark? Oh, you bastard. Cheers to you.
Cheers.
Oh, that's quite good. That is quite good.
Is it?
That is quite good. Very much like Hoegaarden. All right.
Okay.
So we have our Christmas. Oh, this is gonna be good.
Oh, I need to tell you up front that based on the advice of legal counsel, I'm not to comment on any of these things due to pending cases.
Does not surprise me. Does not surprise me. All right, first up, we got the endless Meow Christmas
one
card.
of these anything I say may incriminate me.
Yes.
Situations.
Yes. And I agree. So you didn't hear this from us, people.
Yeah.
These are just simple suggestions. We don't condone any of this type of behavior.
Yeah, we actually found this is a list that we found on the internet. We're just reading the list.
Yes. It's
nothing
not
to do with
it's
us.
not a list from the Google Docs that we use. Not at all. So the endless Meow Christmas card. So there's a lot of endless Christmas cards. I like the Meow one because it's a cat and it's, usually like it. But it loops a Christmas song for over 3 hours once you open the card. It loops the Christmas song for 3 hours. But then when you try to rip it open to shut off the music, there's a glitter bomb inside. So the whole inside is full of glitter. So as soon as you rip it open, like, fuck this, and you rip it open, glitter everywhere. Which I don't care if it's confetti or glitter, a lot or a little. It's annoying because you're going to see that shit reflecting for months. It's going to look like a stripper had a hoedown on your coffee table. And that's only.
Did you see this other one?
I've seen them all. You may be receiving some.
Endless never gonna give you up.
Oh, for 3 hours. That's great. That's only going to cost you $19 to ruin somebody's Christmas, or just to annoy the shit out of somebody, which is awesome. This is the fun stuff. A classic here on the show that we do every year. So we're just going to get it out of the way. I did the Meow Cat first because I thought with the amount of different cards they have, like Fremo's looking at it right now, and he's just smiling nonstop live during the show. A classic that we do on the show is Poop Senders. We found this, a decade ago, probably?
Yeah, I don't even know how long ago it's been, but it's amazing.
And the site is so basic, it looks like it's 10 years old, and it still works. So with Poop Senders, it's exactly what it sounds like. You have a cow, elephant, and gorilla poo. You can get it in either a quart or a gallon, and it's completely anonymous. Send it to a coworker, send it to a friend, send it to maybe not loved one, but you can send it to anybody, and it's $18 to $20 depending on what you what you pick. And you can also pick the Ultra Box, which has all 3 poo, which is also hysterical. One of the other ones that I think is a classic we
Guaranteed
covered.
anonymous.
One of the other ones we talked about on the show, that's, again, just a classic, is the Screaming Goat. You just plug in this little USB into an outlet. You set it either, there's a switch on the back of it. You set it either for random or 60-minute intervals. It can go into anything, even like the power of a TV, the USB port on a TV. You can just slide it in there instead of like if you're about to leave a Christmas party, plug it into the back of somebody's smart TV and just set it for 60 minutes. That way you're long gone by then. And then while the TV's on, because it needs power, while the TV's on, it'll start shouting this wonderful sound. I don't know if it came through. It came through on everything else. You might not have heard it, though. But it's a goat screaming, which is just classic. And it's great. As long as it has power, it's going to work, and it's only $11, which is also phenomenal.
Yeah, the TV idea is brilliant because if someone's sitting there watching TV and then they randomly hear this and they realize, okay, that's not part of the show I'm listening to. Where's that coming from? And then, okay, turn the TV off so I can locate it.
It is going to go off. Yes. Yes. This one my wife thought was just phenomenally bad. She's like, she's like, I do this for people. It's the Stank prank candle. And the label says it all. It's Orchard Breeze, which for the first 3 hours, you're going to get a beautiful wild orchard apple smell. It's going to be delightful for 3 hours free. And then after the 3 hours of wax burns, then it's going to turn what can only be described as a truck stop bathroom with a blocked toilet that just overflowed. And you'll have no idea where it's coming from because you're going to think that, well, it's the apple thing. This is just overpowering it. And that's going to cost you only $17. So all of these are cheap to annoy the shit out of somebody, which is phenomenal. My final pick is just a classic. It's a glitter bomb. The outside says, someone thinks you're special. And then when you pull the top off, 100 grams of glitter shoots out.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
oh, that's brutal.
Yeah. $15. That's all that is.
The only thing worse than any of that I know of, because I participated in it, and I would not recommend doing it, is letting loose 1,000 crickets in somebody's car.
Oh, that's truly evil.
Yeah.
That is truly evil. Because you're not going to get them all. You're not going to get them all.
Oh yeah, and they're going down the vents. They're burrowing into the bottom of the seats, into the foam.
Yeah, you're not getting
You'll
that
have
out
cricket.
of
You'll have like 6 months later. Is that another cricket?
there. 100%. 100%. Do you have any other supplemental ideas besides the crickets? Because that's just evil.
I mean, obviously there's the good old standby of just dropping somebody's email address into newsletters or
Christian
anything.
Mingle.
Yeah, just something that is totally not what they're going to be interested in, so they get spammed with all kinds of different stuff.
Yeah, we should probably stop saying that because to let you know, the BGFG email is subscribed to like Home and Garden, Good Living, GQ. Like I get so much of that mail and I'm not happy about it. So please, if you're listening and you care, don't do it. So
Folks, ignore him. We love that kind of stuff.
no.
We wouldn't be sitting here advocating sending poop to people if we were really annoyed that our email was getting spammed.
That's
So
not untrue. That's not untrue.
just try and come up with something new and original.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all we ask.
Yeah. A different type of news group. And nothing's going to get us arrested. Seriously.
Yeah.
Um,
Or on the no-fly list. It takes way too long to get off those things.
yes, it does.
I don't need any help getting back on them.
Yeah. So next week is going to be our final show for the year. It's going to be a regular show for the most part. We'll probably give you a little Christmas loving at the end, but So this is the last of the Christmas shows.
It's not going to be our recap show?
Well, kind of a recap. I have an idea.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't. There's no
Don't
way
you
I'm
think
gonna.
you should? Don't you think you should talk to your co-executive producer?
I'm going to, but I have to take a look at the file folder that has the recap stuff that I usually save for the beginning of the year. I have to look at that because there is a lot of highlights that I have to edit and I have a lot of editing. It's work, but it's
Okay.
doable. It's doable.
I
We'll
mean,
see.
if we don't. We don't. It's not a big deal.
All right, you got anything else this week?
Nope. Nope.
All right. Merry Christmas,
Well-
everybody.
Yeah, no.
All right, that's it for this week.
Eh.
That was shoot.
Yeah, no.
No, show's over.
Whoop, whoop.
So you can find more of this garbage at bgfgonline.com. You can also send us an email with your questions or suggestions at bgfgshow@gmail.com. Find our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Overcast, Podcast, Castro, Castbox, Podchaser, and YouTube. Thank you for listening.